All right, guys, today we have DAX, To Be a Man. This is Pardon My Reaction.
What's up, everybody? Here we are with DAX, To Be a Man, official music video.
First time reaction to DAX.
Yeah, first time we've ever done DAX.
I know DAX, though. I like him.
I know of him.
Never heard him.
Never listened to him.
See, I didn't even ask you if you've heard him before.
Yeah, I know of Dax, but I've never actually listened to anything he's done.
I really like him, man. My brother's a fan of him, and he's the one that usually started sending me over stuff of his.
Yeah.
Really good lyrics, very creative, and I like that, man. NF and Tech Nine and those guys, they have like meaningful lyrics to their music. I think Dax is right up there with them. Hobson, other artists like that. But this one's To Be a Man. I can only assume that I know where this is gonna go.
Actually, I think I have heard Dax before. I think there was a free verse or something, whatever they call it, when there's no like real chorus, it's just continuous rapping.
Like a freestyle.
Yeah, I think I listened to one of those before.
Yeah,
maybe.
He's talented, man.
Yeah,
I'm curious where this is gonna go. I think I like I said, I think I know, and hopefully he's talking about these struggles that men deal with, because I don't think that's talked about that often.
Oh, okay.
But could be wrong. You never know what he's thinking. But I know how deep he is, and to be a man, I'm assuming that's what it is. So let's get into this thing. Dax, To Be a Man. Pretty excited, dude.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road.
Damn, all right.
And they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is not what I expected.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've heard him do stuff like this before, slowing it down. I wasn't expecting necessarily on this one, for sure. But he's, yeah, so it is exactly what I thought it was
Getting
going to
real
be.
serious.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to save a little bit of my thoughts for after the whole thing. But yeah, man, I think that, like, being men, husbands, fathers, I know a lot of people would disagree with that, but I think there's a lot of stuff that guys hold in, and they don't get a lot of respect for, like, their feelings and stuff. They're there to provide for the family, and I think that's kind of what he's saying already in this. So, yeah, I mean, his voice sounds good, though, man.
Yeah.
Almost has country vibe to it.
A little bit.
You know what I'm saying?
A little bit.
A little bit.
What you provide inside that home.
It's not how you feel, but what you provide.
Yeah, I know this life can really beat you down. You wanna scream, but you won't make a sound. Got so much weight that you've been holding, but won't show any emotion. As a man that goes unspoken, that we can't cry when life gets hard. Unconditional loves for women, children, and dogs. We know that we just have to play our parts, and don't nobody give a damn about our broken hearts. Yeah, as a man we gotta pave our way. Our only function is to work and slave. There's no respect for you if you ain't paid. You're disregarded as a human and you can't complain. And if you ever make it up and actually reach that place and find a woman that you love and give her your last name, you'll feel the things that you provide is only why she stays. And when you try to explain, you'll say, I can't hide myself.
Cool.
Damn, dude.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon.
Yeah, dude.
That part gave me chills.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, man, I think, like, the imagery of the video is really good. It's showing, like, these dudes, working and shit, and they're coming home, just sitting in the garage, smoking a cigarette, like, overwhelmed. The guy in his chair just, like, head back. You know, and I don't disagree, man. Like, I think, you know, and to be fair, and it's justified. Like, you know, we talk about women's rights and we talk about that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like respecting women, you know, the stuff that they have to go through, and that's all perfect. But like, I think guys do go unnoticed, and I think that they deal with a lot of shit. And men are different than women, obviously.
Yeah.
And so like we deal with things, at least for me, very differently than say my wife does. I tend to hold things in a lot more. You know, like I'll discuss stuff with you about, you know, certain things like guy to guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff you kind of just hold in, and you do just like go sit in your room or something, and or sit on the couch, or just, you know,
just think to yourself.
Yeah, about a lot of stuff. I will say, like, my wife, like, he had a line in there which I've heard repeated many times, which is, you know, if you get married, and it is partially factual, that like if the husband for some reason say loses his job, or is unable to provide for the family, it's much more likely that the wife will cheat or leave him if he's not providing, because that's kind of the thing. Men provide, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have a great wife. You have a great wife. And we're in a situation, even with not just this show, but our other shows, where we put ourselves in a position where we make a lot less money because we're trying to pursue something. And we have very supportive wives. So that's not the case for all, but it is the case for some, that men are looked at as like, hey, you're supposed to be bringing in the money. And then, you know, the mom does X, Y, and Z. And if that falls apart, there can be problems.
Yeah.
So he's not wrong. Statistically, he's not wrong. I don't think that that's the case for everybody, but man, it's deep.
It's a deep one.
Yeah, dude.
What it's like to be
Not a lot of songs like this either.
Not a lot.
It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed.
Real shit
All
right
the
there.
things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man, you provide. They don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely.
Oh man, that part was tough.
Yeah, you know, yeah. I will just say I want to be clear that like I think what he's saying is true in most aspects. I do believe that there are great relationships and great marriages.
Oh yeah.
And you know,
Yeah, this is definitely not everyone or every relationship
Nope.
as a whole, but they're definitely. This happens too much.
I agree.
Like just kind of.
Well, and it's like you get like in politics, man, you get a lot of stuff that's like, hey, you don't have a say on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that goes, I think, in a lot of directions. But like, if you're, you know, a male, like you're not allowed to speak on other things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Not trying to get specific, but, you know, I think like men, especially traditionally, I know that's people are trying to change that, but like in general, like, you know, men generally are like hard workers. You know what I'm saying? They try to provide for their family. You know, mothers have that really like that child bonding thing. There's that's why I think that it's so important to have a mother and a father, because the values you get from both are so different and
Oh
unique
yeah.
that like when you lack one, it's problematic. I think that's why we have a lot of problems in society, single family households, right? Like I know you do your best, but I'm just saying having a father figure is very, very important for hard work, trying to show what a man's supposed to be like, the way he treats his wife, treats his kids. That does transcend into the next generation.
Yeah.
So, and his point about not showing your emotion because you don't want your kids or your family to see you in a vulnerable state because you don't want it to change how they perceive things, to look at like, you know, their father is weak You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
In a time where you're emotional or upset about stuff. He's deep on this one though, man. Yeah. My goodness, dude. It's a great song. And I know that there's going to be push. I just know that there's going to be certain groups of people that have a hard push on this. Like, you know,
yeah.
And it's pretty unfortunate because, you know, guys do have feelings. The guys are emotional. They do have feelings.
Especially the part where he said when you like when it comes to like servicemen and stuff,
yeah,
like
very true.
going to war and then coming home and having to go to war again inside their own head.
Yeah, mental like PTSD.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy too.
Well, I mean, you got to understand that up until very recently, like, and you know, not very recently, but women have served, obviously. But like, as far as being on the front lines and seeing some of these things, like that's generally has been a man doing that. And it's cool. I'm all about like if you want to serve and you're a woman and you want to be on, like if you can do the job, all means. But this is more of like a kind of a
all in like just a
loose veil,
generality.
Yeah. But he's not wrong, man. Like there's just a lot of stuff that guys feel like they can't talk about, even to friends. Like you're not gonna share that stuff, all your little personal things. So you don't want to come across to your friends as like vulnerable.
Yeah.
Even though you should be able to talk to people about what you're worried about. If you can't talk to your wife or your girlfriend, you should be able to talk to other guys about it at minimum because they would know what you're dealing with. So yeah, I think this is a great song, man. Like a really, really great song. And no rapping really.
There's a little bit. I mean, he's doing a lot of singing in this. I mean, even the rapping part is more of like a sing style.
Yeah,
it's good.
What you worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Damn. That's a deep song, bro.
That was super deep.
Not one to like get all energetic about like some other reactions that we do. That one actually made me shut up and just listen, which is saying a lot for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, job accomplished, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, you put out a song, and I assume the whole intention is to make people listen to what you're saying, and you did exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, it's got great views. It's getting perceived well. He always does, anyways. And he writes a lot. Most of his songs are, real issue things that people go through. So whether you have addiction issues, marriage issues, being a guy, being a girl, like any of that stuff, like there's a song that Dax puts out for you that you can relate to. I think this is a big one, man. I know there's other songs out there that's touched on this stuff before. I'm sure. I can't name any off the top of my head, but I'm sure that there are. But man, I just think that like this is a problem in this country that among many that like guys tend to get thrown to the wayside a little bit on certain things. And that whole saying, listen, I don't like the whole like making, being soft, as far as, with your kids and stuff. I think discipline's important. I think all that stuff is important.
Oh yeah. And at the same time too, we're not trying to make any excuses for anybody either.
No, but I just mean like when you say like, you're a man, you're not supposed to cry. Like you do, all guys do. At some point, they have a breakdown. They get emotional. They are thinking something and they want to show their emotion and they feel like they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I think that like it's a good thing to say what you're thinking, and even if it's not popular, you need to make sure that you're talking about what you're thinking, because that could go down bad paths for a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and depending on who you are, I mean, sometimes sitting in the garage having a cigarette, being in your own head is sometimes the worst place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think like having good friends around, and listen, like I said before, we have really great wives. I love all of our wives. Because like I said, we do another show. We have another guy. I love his wife. We all get along, very supportive. Some people don't have that. And that's, I think, what he's referencing. It's not the good relationships. It's the people that are feeling alone, feeling like they work, shit, eat, and sleep, and then work, shit, eat, and sleep, and it's the same process.
Yeah, it's not a dig on the relationship dynamic as a whole, as just the only topic. It's literally just the being able to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like you said, like it's needed more than it is, than it actually happens.
I agree. Man, that was a really great song, dude. Dax, To Be a Man. I was not thinking it was going to be that deep. I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't realize that it would be that deep. And also the style I thought was very, very cool, man. So big thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
I think this is a song that I think will help people that are maybe not feel alone about, the way that they're thinking, or I would just say make sure you talk. That's what I'll say. As a man, you have to make sure that you have good friends around you.
Somebody.
A good wife, like whoever it is, like make sure you just release that fucking pent up shit. And that way you can move forward and feel like you have a little weight off your chest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Dax, To Be a Man. That's awesome. If you guys like what we do, though, please subscribe, like, share, follow.
Yep.
We have a Cash App.
Yeah, if you want to help donate, we don't make any money on any of the videos that we review here.
Yeah.
It all goes to the artist like it should. If you want to help support our show, we have the Cash App down in the description.
And a Patreon.
And we have a Patreon, too, if you want to request videos or anything that doesn't make it to YouTube, we'll go there.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate you guys. Dax, killing it, buddy. To Be a Man.